Hey guys, excuse me, I should have planned that better. I had one last bite of lunch I had to swallow. But anyway, today I want to finish up the 90s tag. I was actually going to do an Easter, like how, you know how I always do a video naming whatever my favorite movies are for that season. I want to do one for Easter, and I'm really struggling to find Easter movies. There's really not that many. But I'm hoping maybe to get that up Thursday if I can even find anything to talk about on it. But I really want to talk to you today about the second half of the 90s tag, and have the questions. I actually wrote them. We spring cleaned, and now I can't find any paper anywhere. But I wrote them on a Bath & Body Works coupon, so you might see me doing this. But anyway, the first question, do you feel like you're a Blair Witch Project? Is your favorite TV show? Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I know my favorite Nick Jr. show is Gullah Gullah Island, which has a special place in my heart. But I think my all-time favorite TV shows would have to be definitely the Torkelsons. I talk about them a lot. It was a family I could identify with. They were poor, and like the dad was a deadbeat, you know, and they had all these struggles they were dealing with. And I think just as a kid, it was nice to see a family that was more like how my family was, which was nice. And then I also loved, oh my gosh, Kids Incorporated, especially when like Jennifer Love Hewitt and all of them. And I loved this season of Mickey Mouse Club that had Kerry Russell and Justin Timberlake and all of them on it. But man, I love me some Kids Incorporated, and I love the theme song, Kids Incorporated, Kids. Loved it. And I especially loved like all of the, well, I loved like the Nick Jr. shows, but I also loved all the, I guess, like Disney Jr., even though they didn't technically have a name for that, I don't think. But I loved House at Pooh Corner when it was like the people dressed up, and Dumbo Circus, oh my goodness, Under the Umbrella Tree, all of those. I think my two like favorites of all time, if I could only pick a few, would have to be either the Torkelsons or Salute Your Shorts. Salute Your Shorts, I think, is one of those that any kid that was born or alive during the 90s can appreciate, just because it was really funny. And I hate that I think it only lasted 2 seasons, and that's sad because I really enjoyed it. And I actually had purchased, this is kind of embarrassing, but I had actually purchased the 2 seasons of it on iTunes. Not the most responsible spending, but I have thoroughly enjoyed watching them the last like year. I think I bought them last summer because I was looking. I like to do my iPod in seasonal themes. I know it's kind of dorky, but like right now it has Easter Parade and all that kind of stuff on it. But I wanted to do summer, so I put the Salute Your Shorts on there, and I had so much fun rewatching them. And I think they're even funnier now as an adult because I see like how cheesy the humor is. Oh, speaking of cheesy 90s humor, Saved by the Bell is definitely on there. Sabrina, I was obsessed with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And Clarissa Explains It All. Anything with Melissa Joan Hart in it apparently is good. But all that kind of stuff. I actually have like a million favorite 80s, 90s TV shows. So that video would be like 18 minutes long. But anywho, next, favorite 90s toy. Oh man, well, I loved Beanie Babies. I had like a gajillion of them. And I never, like, the only thing I actually remember playing with them is my sister used to do this. This like shows you that we were ghetto. But my sister used to take a clothes basket and sit on top of our dresser. And the basket was like a basketball goal. And then we would take turns sitting on the bed, or we would like lay down and try to throw them and make basket shots. Like, that's ghetto, my friends. But that was like one of our favorite things we played with the Beanie Babies. I don't actually remember taking the little animals and like making them talk, but I loved them. And I know like my favorite late 80s, early 90s toys were the Sylvania animals. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Now they're called Calico Critters, but they're the exact same thing. They were like teeny tiny plastic woodland animals that have like felt on the outside of them, and they came with a house and a car and things like that. But I was obsessed with the gray rabbit family. If you Google gray rabbit Sylvanies, like they'll pop up, and I still have a bunch of them at my grandma's house that I refuse to get rid of because I fully plan on playing with them either by myself or with my own children someday. And my other favorite 90s toy was Puppy Surprise. I don't know if I feel like I've talked about this maybe in a Christmas video before, but my sister and I both got a Puppy Surprise, which was like this dog, like a stuffed animal dog that had a Velcro stomach, and when you bought it, it was pregnant, which is kind of weird. But depending on basically like just luck of the draw. Your puppy would either have 3 puppies, 4 puppies, or 5 puppies. Well, we got them. I feel like maybe my grandmother got them for us for Christmas one year. And my puppy had 3 puppies, and my sister's puppies had 5 puppies. And I was like, that's some BS. And I threw this like huge fit over it, and my mom ended up finally just giving me one of Tara's like puppies that wasn't even the same color or match my family, so that I would quit flipping out, and we both had 4. And so my sister's like still bitter about the fact that I took her black and white spotted puppy, surprise puppy. We need to go to therapy and talk about it, I think. But anyway, the next one, favorite commercial. Oh man, well, I know that like Face from Nickelodeon maybe wasn't technically like a commercial. He was almost like the host of the Nick Jr. shows, but I loved any time that Face came on and was like, hi there, Face here. I thought he was adorable. And I love Stick Stickly that came on and introduced like the Salute Your Shorts and kind of the more like tween centric shows. And then I think my favorite like actual commercial, besides any of the like pasta, brony, and SpaghettiO commercials, was the Crayola commercial from the early 90s that was Crayola Rocks. And it had this song, it didn't have lyrics, but it was like all of these markers, like streams of markers and crayons where the kids would color all over the place, and like these streams of rainbow light would come down. I know I sound like I'm on an acid trip right now, but if you Google Crayola Rocks, you'll understand. And then they would be like, Crayola, Crayola Rocks, and like all this stuff would blow up, and I thought that was quite catchy when I was a little kid. But anywho, number 4, were you Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Webster's trying to get adjusted over here. Man, that's tough, because I think back in the day I was actually a bigger fan of the Backstreet Boys because I really had a huge crush on Brian and Kevin. But actually looking back, the songs that I listen to more on my iPod and kind of gravitate towards are the NSYNC ones, because I feel like NSYNC had less like ballads and more kind of danceable songs, and so I really liked that. And then oh my gosh, tangent, I'm loving Justin Timberlake. It's come back right now, and I am obsessed with the Suit and Tie song. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The as long as I got my suit and tie, I'll leave it all on the floor tonight. Let me show you a few things. Let me show you a few things. Sing it, Webster. He's looking at me like, yeah, that ain't happening. Anyway, I am loving that CD, and I thankfully Allie at Graphic Alley, you know, my internet lover, she was saying that she on Instagram that she got hers at Target because it had extra songs, and I was like, score. But anyway, I was excited about that. And next, sorry about the singing tangent. I obviously do not sing like Justin Timberlake, who sings quite a bit like a woman, but I appreciate that falsetto. Next question, weirdest fashion trends. Oh my gosh. I really hated clunky shoes. Like, I just never got into that, where the girls had those like huge clogs that were 4 or 5 inches. Like, to me, that, I mean, I'm clumsy as it is. That's a good way to hurt yourself. And then I think the other one, besides the butterfly clips where you would like have different strands of hair and put a butterfly, I rocked that for like 6 years. And every time I look back at the picture of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looked terrible. But I thought it was awesome. And then I think the one that I hated like the most were those choker tattoo necklaces. You guys know what I'm talking about? You can still get them in like quarter machines and vending machines, but they were stretchable. They're basically just like really thin black plastic cord, and they stretched them to look like a black tattoo, like almost like barbed wire. I just thought they were, I didn't like them. Didn't like them then, don't like them now, don't like them when people wear them. I think they're trashy and ugly looking. Let me tell you how I really feel about that, because obviously I don't have strong feelings at all. 6, favorite collectible. Oh dang. Well, obviously the Sylvanie / Calico Critters, and then I was like the biggest Happy Meal toy connoisseur of all time, and I still have most all of my Happy Meal toys from childhood, and can go back and like tell you, oh yeah, that was from whatever, that was from whatever. And I still like, if a Happy Meal toy comes out that I want, I kind of like, I scope it out. And I am a proud member of the McDonald's Happy Meal Club, so I get the emails for whenever the new Happy Meal toys, and I'm like, oh dang, Wizard of Oz toys are coming out in October or whatever. I get very excited about that. Yeah, I'm a loser. Let me see here. Oh, number 7, favorite Beanie Babies. Well, my favorite was Legs the Frog, who was green. I wish I had these. They're actually at my grandmother's, so I'd show them to you Here's the bunny, the brown bunny. I loved him. I loved Inch. The Inchworm with like the rainbow colors. And this guy at church spilled hot glue on him, and I have yet to be able to find an Inch that's not like $1 million. And so I have sad feelings about that. But I loved Inch, and then I love the little ladybug. I don't know what her name was, Dot or Spots or something. If you know what the ladybug Beanie Baby's name is, let me know in the comments below. And number 8, how many Tamagotchis did you go through? I think just one. I think my sister and I both got one. And my sister was more into him than I was. She had like a cat or a dog or something, and then she had Furby and like all those stereotypical 90s toys. But I had the Tamagotchi for like a week, and then it was too much responsibility for me, which is probably why most of my pets died tragically when I was young. I just couldn't handle the responsibility. That was the Tamagotchi pet. And so I think mine lasted like maybe 2 weeks tops before it croaked. So yeah. Womp womp. 9, favorite game system or gaming system. Oh wow. I guess it would have to be like the old school and really thick Nintendo that you had to blow into the cartridges to get the dust out to make them work with them. And when we got it, you know, at the time there were only like 4 or 5 games available for it. And I think the ones that I remember playing the most was Duck Hunt, which I was terrible at. I would have to get like right up to the TV, like this close to the TV, and touch the gun to the ducks because I was too sorry of a game player to sit for like from the couch and do it. And then I also really liked just plain old Mario Brothers. I was actually pretty good at that. And I remember one time my parents staying up really late, and my mom actually she beat the game. And you got to see the whole little thing at the end where the princess comes out and she's all saved and junk. And I just, at that point in time, thought my mom was like the coolest person ever because she beat the Nintendo. But I really loved the Game Boy, the one that was like 2 inches thick. And I used to play Tetris on it a lot. And there were like some pop games of things that had come out at the time, like 101 Dalmatians and the Muppets and stuff that I used to like to play. But I definitely liked my old school Nintendo and Game Boy. And I remember my babysitter got the Nintendo 64 like when it very first came out, and I just thought that she was like the most amazing, coolest grown-up person ever. And I can remember her teaching me how to play Mario Kart, and we would just play Mario Kart for hours and drive on that, like, I remember the Rainbow Road where if you just barely slid, you fell off into like no man's land or whatever. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying these 90s tags. I really am, and I would love to see your answers in the comments below, or a response video. We haven't gotten a response video from very many people, and we really want you guys to get on here and embarrass yourselves too. So anyway, I hope you're having a great first couple of days this rain, and hopefully it warms up wherever you are soon. And sorry about the singing. I'll talk to you later. Bye.